Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about some best practices for doing design work when you're creating images that you're hoping to sell on maybe Amazon or Etsy. We want to make sure that we are designing our images with our end user in mind, and it's helpful to also remember that frames commonly come in sizes such as 8 by 10, 11 by 14, or 16 by 20. There's not a lot of frames out there for 3-inch by 7-inch photos or 5 by 15s, and so images that have custom shapes like this, while you might find a market to sell them, your end user is going to have a much more difficult time framing it or displaying it. So this is something to keep in mind when you're putting together your product catalog. Here we have a lovely chimp in outer space that I designed using generative fill in Photoshop. And as you can see, I set the image size to 12 inches by 15 inches with a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. Now, if you're scratching your head wondering why we would design a 12 by 15 when that's not really a common print size, hear me out. From a 12 by 15 at 300 pixels per inch, you can print an 8 by 10 at full resolution, as well as the other common 4 by 5 ratio print sizes, all off of a single file. So this ultimately is going to save you the hassle of having to have multiple size files to upload whenever you're creating your orders. Instead, you'll just have one file that fits the ticket for all 4 by 5 ratio crops. The 12 by 15 file size even works well for 11 by 14 crops. As you can see, it only takes in a little bit from the left and the right hand side of this design. We can even go as large as a 24 by 30 off of this file without having too low of resolution. So ultimately, this gives us 4 different size options that we can offer to our clients, all off of one design. I'll add here a quick slide just to show the different options for if you were to try and offer 2 by 3 ratio crops or 3 by 4 ratio crops. These are not quite as commonly ordered in our experience, but you may have clients who desire these sizes, so this is just going to show you the best recommendation for how to size your files for those crops.